Hi, Tom.
Hi, Palter.
Tom, this is Scoot. He's new. Brief him real quick, would ya?
Alright. So, this is where we have our focus groups, which are usually a mix of left-wingers and right-wingers. This bunch looks to be, what we call heartland people. And mixed in with every group, we usually have one or two friendlies.
Friendlies?
But people that we can feed talking points to so that we can steer the overall conversation. They have little tiny earphones that we can speak to through that mic. Want to show them?
Frank, see if we can work tax cuts into the discussion today, all right?
And then we watch and see what happens.
Are we looking for anything in particular?
Yeah, they keep yelling at each other. Who's that?
Looks like a new moderator. Must be intern turnover day.
Already? Well, I guess it is almost Christmas.
Hi everyone, I'm George with a J. I'll be heading up your focus group. Today we're looking to get your general feelings about your lives.
Feelings? I got a feeling. You should write this down. I'm poor and it sucks.
No kidding.
But the economy's doing better.
Not where I'm from.
Well, I know what you mean. I've gone from one good job to two bad jobs, and no benefits.
I've managed to hold on to my job, but what I make barely pays for daycare.
Daycare costs so much.
You got kids?
We have a plan to have a kid.
But we keep pushing the date back. I mean, daycare is one reason, but really everything is just getting so expensive.
And I always feel like we're one accident or illness away from living on the street. You sound just like my daughter. Maybe we should all apply to this place. Get a job like this fella here. I bet he's doing pretty good.
I'm an unpaid intern.
Damn it. All we got is worse jobs, less jobs, and more people. People coming from all over. We gotta get this country back to the good old days. Back to its roots.
And the bonding's over.
What's wrong with wishing my country would help me the same way it helps newcomers? We're all saying things are bad. Where's the crime in wanting to fix it?
I just don't think we have to make someone else's life worse in order to make ours better.
So the solution is to make our lives worse? That's cuck talk.
Ah, it's starting to get good. So your name's Scoot, huh? You do taxes?
Saved my parent company $200 million just last quarter.
Not bad. What kind of bonus did you get for that?
$6 million.
Ooh, ouch.
Well, most of the work wasn't so much me as it was that tax bill, so...
Doesn't matter. Always get all you can. Otherwise, you bring us all down. Think of it as a duty.
All I'm saying is, why can't we all get better?
Well, then, you should listen to her. We do have to get back to the good old days. You know what's different between now and then?
Immigration?
Nope. Back then, people could afford a house, and a car, and a family of 2.5 kids, with only one person working.
I can't even imagine that.
Of course you can. Healthcare, schooling, housing, all of them have risen 8 times faster than inflation or worse. And on top of that, you're expected to take on more tax burden. So of course you're struggling to afford one kid.
In the darkest days, your pay was not based off of what other CEOs made, but off of what the average Joe in your company made.
They called it internal equity.
Yep. Can you imagine only being able to make 30 times your average worker's salary?
Oh, why would you get out of bed?
Exactly. You know, I once got a bonus of $17 million for moving all of our manufacturing overseas. What do you think I would have gotten under internal equity?
Well, now, let me ask you this. Is your dream for a one-child family? Or is that all you have the money for?
It's what we hope to have the money for.
And how about you? Wanted 3, but really we're just hoping to afford the 1. This is what drives me crazy. What's it all for if the only thing people can afford to do is die off? Hard work should benefit you, not get sucked away by corporate lobbying and big CEO bonuses.
I ever saw was...
Wait, I think they just mentioned bonuses.
Oh, interesting.
Not in a good way. Frank, bring up the tax cuts.
What about tax cuts?
I'm glad you brought that up. Did you know that back in those good old days, back in the 1950s and 60s, the U.S. corporate tax rate was 50%? 50. 50. You know what it shrank to as things got tougher? 35%. And that tax burden got passed on to you.
What do you mean, tax burden?
I mean, if a tax stops coming out of a corporation's pocket, it starts coming out of your pocket. So the difference between 50 and 35% for a corporation like AT&T last year, that meant that they saved over $2.25 billion. You divide that $2.25 billion across all AT&T employees, it comes to about $9,000 per worker every year. That's well over $700 a month. You know what that equals?
A kid.
Exactly. That's a kid.
Was that with the new tax cut?
No, that's going from the 80s up until about last year. That new tax cut will double their savings and make it twice as hard for you. No wonder you're all struggling. And when two parents are struggling to have one kid, it's extinction. Economic extinction.
Uh-oh.
No, it's okay. Hey, bald guy. Tell them, but studies have said.
Yeah, studies have said that low Western birth rates don't have to do with money, but with modern Western culture. Women want education and careers now, not kids.
Well, then how come when a company called Gravity raised all employee salaries to $70,000 a year, that's 70,000, they had a baby boom? It went from just one baby announcement a year up to 10. And the parents said it was because they finally had peace of mind and financial security.
Redistribution?
Say, but if we redistribute.
If we redistribute wealth like what you're talking about, isn't that communism?
Were the 50s a communist time?
Knock that one down.
Jobs.
Right, don't.
Don't the companies need that money to keep creating jobs?
Yeah, well, an economy is money that moves, right? So who do you think stimulates the economy more? Millions of people with an extra $700 in their pockets every month? Or some corporate head who shelters it overseas while investing in robots?
Wait, what about?
What about inflation?
Inflation is what I've been talking about. We still have it. We've just shuffled it off into the cost of having kids so we can stop talking about it and the politicians can pretend that they run good economies.
Oh, damn it. We've
got to get this country back to its roots.
I said that earlier. That's what we've been talking about.
But immigrants
don't spend untold millions lobbying for corporate tax cuts. Listen, we're a resource like soybeans or copper. But instead of putting money back into us so we can afford families, it's cheaper to import our replacements from other countries. The problem isn't other people coming here because they're joining the same extinction machine that we're already in. The problem is we can't afford to have kids. Now, I'm not saying don't be mad. I'm saying be mad in the right direction. Now, do any of you have family that goes back a few generations here?
Yeah.
You think they fought through world wars and Great Depressions just so a bunch of corporations could post record profits quarter after quarter after quarter while you disappear?
Oh, Jesus on a cloud.
Wait. But won't a lot of
companies go out of business, though, which will mean less jobs?
Treat small and medium businesses different. Apple has nearly $300 billion in cash that they don't even know what to do with. I think they can afford to pay some taxes.
Yeah, well, what if all the best
companies move away?
They're already moving away. Oh, look, you gotta understand, we're in an adapt or die off situation, and you're arguing to die off.
But companies will invest less if they have less money, and that means less jobs.
Oh, God. All right, that's my wall. I need a nap.
I'm just saying.
Whatever it is, I'm too tired. You win. Now go die off already. Just be happy about it. I'm going to go home.
Okay, seems like a good time to wrap this up. Thank you,
Terence, of course.
Terence. And thank you all for coming in.
Enjoy your extinction.
Hey, intern, get in here. I mean, come into the executive viewing room, please.
That was terrible.
No, it'll be fine. We'll just keep running the same ads that we've always run on immigration and lowering taxes, and everything will keep going just like it always has. Trust me, nothing will change. Are you new? A new, intern?
Yes, I'm George, spelled with a...
Hello, George. I'm Mr. Palter. You enjoying your first day?
Yes, I am.
Good man. Now, so long as you're keen and motivated, don't mind long hours, and are a self-starter type that doesn't expect anything handed to them, there's a lot to learn here. Great for your future. Do you believe me?
Oh, of course.
Great. Now, go gather all the senior interns in the main hall and fire them.
Fire them?
Graduate.
Yeah, or graduate them, or however you want to phrase it to make them feel better. As long as they're out of the building by 5 and they know not to come back. There's about 20 of them.
50.
Maybe 50, I don't know. Oh, grab me a coffee on your way back, right?
Welcome aboard.